Welcome back, everybody. My name is Taylor Martin. This is the best Damn EDC. And sometime last month, when I did the last EDC Weekly, I said the next one would be color-coordinated carries. So not any color in particular, not like whiteout or blackout or greens or whatever. It's the best color-coordinated carries. Some of them have multiple colors. And there were a lot of really great submissions. So I picked 7 of my favorite. Hate I can't get to more of those, but maybe we'll just revisit this in the near future. But with that said, these are the 7 best color-coordinated carries from you guys, and let's do the damn thing. Right off the bat, I want to do a little quick giveaway in the comment section down below. At long last, you guys have been asking for these for a long time. Ranger eyes, these are glow in the dark. I will be coming out with more, but we have a small drop of these going up soon, later this month. But I want to give away, let's say 3 to 3 commenters down below. You get a Ranger eye. All you have to do to enter is comment down below and tell me what your favorite color combination is for EDC gear. That's it, and I'll pick 3 random winners. And one last thing before we get into these carries, the next EDC Weekly, the theme for it, not really going to be a theme, but it is going to be Discord only. So if you're not in the Discord, join it using the link down below. You can also just go to discord.gg/EDC. But I'll pick out my favorite carries submitted from this date until then. And yeah, all you have to do to enter for that one is go submit your photo in the EDC Photos channel in the Discord. So with that said, the very first color coordinated carry comes from Bill Dryzco. I know he's been featured before and I always mispronounce it, but you can find him over on Instagram at Bill Dryzco, Dryzco. This one is one of my favorite color combinations, period. You've got like a canvasy green with your OD green micarta and the pouches, and then you have brass. And there's actually a little bit of orange sprinkled in too. It's just a really great theme color combo. But first up in this photo in the center is the SOG Terminus XR. That one is a D2 blade, Blade HQ exclusive. And then below that, he has his pin, which is the Big Idea Design Pocket Pro in brass. He also has an Olight i5T EOS in brass. And then the Swiss Army knife you see next to that is the Sportsman with a Barnescraft Designs OD green micarta scales. On that, he has a Coke can bead from Coke Tools. And then he has the August Original Stillwell brass that is below that. I believe it is the bottle opener. Attached to that is a Donut Shop donut bead in brass. To the left of that is the Norvik Studio Hop Wallop bottle opener. And then there's also a Norvik Studio brass name tag, a Magic City EDC Worry Stone in OD micarta and orange. And then there's the Lost Raven Chronicles bullet casing. Next to that is a Pete's Pirate Life token and a JRW Gear Curator. That is the OD Curator Flex. Above that is the Rustic EDC Pocket State, New Jersey. And then he has 2 pouches, the Garage Built Gear Mighty Pouch and a Zero Feud pouch wallet. Those are both loaded with Ranger eyes. And on the Mighty Pouch Plus, he has a 45 design honeypot acrylic phase bead. And then finally, attached to the Zero Feud pouch, he has a Vice Anvil Tactical brass bead. It looks like the gear bead. Whew. That was a lot of stuff. Bill says, always on the hunt for more lefty locking knives. So far, Vera Engineering is the only maker to offer something in the $250 range. He also says, I enjoy growing my collection with items from the awesome makers in the community. I've had some great relationships as well, which brings sentimental value to the gear. My pouches are the glue that brings everything together. They help me keep my gear organized and protected. So I got a video coming up on pouches since we're on the topic of it. I'm going to revisit the Survival tin, but put it in one of these Zero Feud pouches. I think I'm going to do that video next week. I don't know, I've just had this idea for a while that I never will actually carry a Survival tin in my pocket because it's big and rigid, but I think if I can fit all the stuff from one of those Survival tins in a pouch like this, a really small pouch, so much smaller than the Mighty Pouch, I probably actually carry it every day in my back pocket. Anyway, thank you for sharing, Bill. This is a really great color combo, one of my favorites. Obviously, I'm a sucker for anything OD, but yeah, brass and OD micarta go together super well. I don't know if there is a better combination. The next submission comes from Matt Dolman, or Matt D EDC over on Instagram. And again, just a really good combo is natural micarta or a butterscotch, but in this case, natural micarta and a nice leather, like a nice like tannish cognac leather. So first up in the photo in the center, the knife that he carries is the Civivi Elementum. That is the natural micarta with the black blade. Looks like the Tanto version. He also has a bolt action short from Tactile Turn that is in bronze. And then he has a Veraforma leather wallet. And then finally to the far right of the photo is the Crow Gear Don't Worry stone in brass and natural micarta. He says, I'm looking for a leather notebook cover with a pen holder that will fit my Tactile Turn pen in it. Any suggestions? He also says, I use my Tactile Turn pen every day. It's so smooth to write with and feels great in the hand. So a leather notebook cover with a pen holder that'll fit a Tactile Turn pen. Oh boy, I'm probably the worst to ask about that because I don't really have a whole lot of leather notebook covers. I'm just blanking. No idea. If you guys can help in the comments, that is just one of the few things that I'm not going to be super knowledgeable in. I should. I know there's Hitchin Timber and he has a few different options as far as leather notebook covers, but I don't like putting a pen inside something that folds because it never sits flat. So a pen loop would work better. And I think he mostly, he probably does have pen loops, but mostly the notebook covers that I know of are either folding or like one layer with a pocket for a notebook and pockets for pens. That's not as bad. I don't know the name of that one, but he does, it's not the County Fold. The County Fold is the, I can't think of it, but Hitchin Timber does have one that has a pocket that'll hold a Tactile Turn pen, but I don't know. I'm not the person to ask, unfortunately. But as far as colors go and everything, one, this is a great photo, right? Just the staging of the photo is great. And the gear, it's all mostly budget friendly, except for those Worry Stone. The knife and the wallet are very budget friendly, just really great bang for your buck. But the pen and the Worry Stone are a little more spendy, but just really well put together. So thank you for sharing, Matt. The next submission also comes from Matt. This is Matt Everly, or Hide and Zeke 22 over on Instagram, and this is a blackout carry. So blackout carries are very easy, but I've seen them not be nearly as popular. Maybe it's just like where I'm focused and I'm just missing them, but I've not seen totally blackout carries a whole lot. Like back when I started in this EDC game, they were everywhere, dime a dozen, and now it's all micartas and brass and copper and all sorts of other stuff. And I love the variety, but it's hard to not like just a really good total blackout carry. They usually look really good. So with that said, the very first thing in this photo, the knife to the left, is a Civivi Elementum with Flytanium scales on it, so it's totally blacked out. It also has some sort of other clip. Maybe, I'm not sure who makes that clip, but he also has a Pete's Pirate Life titanium zipper pull attached to that clip. The wallet you see in the middle is the Akini I don't know how it's pronounced. And he has a micarta bead on there from Urban Carver, so that's in the middle. And I believe that is a wallet. I've heard of it, but I have not seen those in action. He also has a Pete's Pirate Life mini click to the left of that between the knife and the wallet. And he has a SOG Power Pint blacked out below that. The watch you see in the top of the photo is the Nixon Ranger, and then the flashlight you see next to that is the Rovivon Aurora A3, and those are sitting near the Mighty Hanks Mighty Mini in blackout. In the bottom of the photo, there's the Zero Feud pouch wallet, and then on his keys, he has a round carabiner. Looks like one of the ones that comes with some of the Olight stuff. And he has an Olight i1 R2 EOS as well as a Glow Rhino Glow Fob. So he's got some of the gears that I highly, highly, highly recommend. I love the big Idea Design mini clicks, SOG Power Pint, the i1 R2 EOS, and the Glow Rhino Fob. Really, really good stuff here. Matt says, I would really like a high-end blacked out flashlight, something fancy. Okay. And this is most days for me. The only thing that changes is the knife. Wallet goes in the right pocket, soft pouch goes in the left, which houses the light, pen, Hank, multi-tool keys, go in a belt loop, watch on the wrist. Very, very cool. And I like that you've got everything kind of like, it has its place. Mine has definitely become that over the years, but things change so often. Anyway, high-end blacked out flashlight, something fancy. Yeah. You guys are killing me with the questions today. I'd say maybe a Raylight. You could also get a Lumen Top, like the FW3 series. I'm sure you can get a blacked out one of those, but it's going to be aluminum. It's not going to be something fancy. I wonder if like Raylight has a Triple Dawn that's totally blacked out. I'm not sure. I mean, if you want to go really fancy and you want blacked out, you could get a Zirconium Okluma DC0, but that's going to set you back like $1,800. So maybe not. But yeah, totally blacked out flashlight. I'm blanking. Yeah, I mean, there's a few things out there, but as far as blacked out and expensive, not sure. I've admittedly, not focused on flashlights enough over the last like 2 years. I got my Okluma DC0, I have my CWF, and maybe a couple others that I rotate between, but that's really it. I need to get back in it. Speaking of Laulima, you can probably get a blacked out Laulima, or you could get whatever flashlight you really like and maybe have it Cerakoted. So those are two options. At least I didn't like leave you hanging. If you really want to go super expensive, Okluma Zerk, very expensive, but you could maybe get something Cerakoted. Thank you for sharing. But before we go any further, I want to thank our sponsor for this video, Big Idea Design. You guys are probably pretty familiar with their titanium pocket tools by now, like the TPT slide, the bit bar inline, the everyday screwdriver, and many more. But their true claim to fame and specialty is with pens. They have a host of different everyday pens that accept a mind-numbing amount of refills, which means that you can pick the pen that you want and then put your favorite refill in it. Or if you don't care anything about refill compatibility, you can opt for ultimate pocketability with one of their mini pens. The most recent addition to their lineup is the dual side click pen. And in true Big Idea Design fashion, it has the most refill compatibility out of any side click pen ever made. It's basically the exact same size and shape as their existing and very popular click pen, but this is a truly ambidextrous side click pen. It has a button to release on either side, making it super fidgety for either right or left-handers. They also come in all of the materials and finishes that you've come to expect from Big Idea Design. Most importantly, titanium and multiple finishes, as well as brass, copper, and now zirconium. And there is an upgrade option for a Timex pocket clip for your pen. And naturally, Big Idea Design is offering the dual side click in a mini version as well, in all of the same materials and finishes. Currently, the dual side click and mini dual side click are available over on Kickstarter right now. You can hit the link in the description down below. That campaign is fully funded and you have 19 days left to join if you want in on the early action. And if you want to check out anything else Big Idea Design has to offer, hit the link in the description down below and use coupon code CARRYON at checkout for 10% off. And once again, I want to thank Big Idea Design for sponsoring this video. The next submission comes from Josh or StormyTheNinja, and this one's great. Obviously, this isn't just one carry, this is 2 carries, but I picked this because I love this. What he's done is really cool here. So first off, I will say the flashlights don't exactly match, but getting a true OD green flashlight is not exactly easy either. So first up in this photo, we see 2 knives here. They're same color scheme. They're the River's Edge Cutlery Avocado Paramilitary 2. The other is the Avocado Para 3 in CTS 204P, both with bronze FDE Lynch Northwest deep carry clips and flame titanium Spyderco beads. Totally matching 2 different size knives that are both exclusives to River's Edge Cutlery. He has 2 tactile turn overlanders in OD FDE. There's the short and the mini, and then he has an Olay i3T and an i5T. Both of those are green, and then he has the Timex Expedition Chronograph in green black with an OD green NATO strap from Blue Shark. Josh says, I would love to find a more upscale watch that carries the OD FDE theme perfectly. I'm considering the Seiko Captain Willard Prospex Turtle in green, the SPB 153, but I think I'd need to find a perfect NATO, which I've not laid eyes on yet. Is there a striped green tan NATO out there that I'm missing? Also considering the Sin 3006 Hunter in green, but it's not really the correct color. I cannot resist Big Brother, Little Brother sets, and my entire collection is centered around this theme, even in different colors and materials that I rotate through on a weekly basis. These 2 knives in particular are obviously highly collectible and rare and don't actually see much pocket time. I did manage to scoop an REC Avocado Shaman from the last Blade Show thanks to a generous Discord member that I do not carry on the reg. Love you lots, Stormy. Love you too, man. I haven't talked to you much lately, but we need to reconnect. But I love this, and as I mentioned in my EDC regrets, I hate that I didn't buy a tactile turn overlander. But yeah, I love the FDE OD green color combo. Like, it's just really cool in my opinion. I'm a huge OD fan, but those 2 go really well together, like super well. As far as a watch, so I have a Greg Stevens design Explorer that is technically a green, but it's a very flat gray. It looks almost OD green, and it came with a tan strap. I don't know that it would match perfectly, but it would be really close. And beyond that, I can't think. Maybe you could get, I mean, honestly, I don't know if you're a G-Shock guy, but you could probably get a green G-Shock or an FDE G-Shock. Like, that's probably your best bet. Like, I have a green case for my Apple Watch, which would match this perfectly. So there are options, but I know I know you're a watch whore like me. Like, you like really nice knives and watches. So, I don't know, man. And no, I haven't seen a tan and green NATO. Could be made, though. Could be made. Anyway, thank you for sharing. So the next submission comes from Thomas McDaniel, and just huge pivot here from very tactical, like OD green, FDE to purple, in your face purple. And the funny part is that the knife is the exact same knife as one of the ones in the last photo. So the very first thing here in this photo is the Spyderco PM2 in purple. I do believe that was an exclusive of some sort, but I don't remember what exclusive. There's also a purple Olight i3T EOS, same flashlight. There's a Fisher Space Pen bullet, also in purple with a clip. There's also the purple Zero Feud pouch wallet. Beneath those three things is a purple handkerchief from Lone Star Hanks, and then you have a Zero Feud pouch here in purple, that is the pouch wallet, and then there are a bunch of Breakfast Club eggs as well as like their holders. So Thomas McDaniel says, the Spyderco Pair 2 is a great knife, Olight is always dependable, ZF pouch is really good for your EDC gear. Okay, doesn't need any help with anything, just purple. Purple's not my color, but I can really appreciate when somebody goes to this sort of lengths to get everything one color. So you must really, really like a color to do this, and I would do this with green, but most of the time what happens is green and something, or brown and something. I never do one color all the way. Anyway, thank you for sharing, Thomas. The next submission is a really cool one from Rhett Garcia, or Rhett Nova over on Instagram, and it's a whiteout or a stormtrooper carry, depending on how, strict you're going to be with whiteout. So first up in the left of the photo is the knife. That's the Kaiser Dolman or Dolman Mini, and then in the center of the photo, his other knife is the Victorinox Climber in white. He has a Zebra SLF1 pen, and then in front of that is a Lumen Top tool. Looks like a AA in white. The Zippo in the very back is a white Zippo, but S14ZL. Not sure what that is. Maybe a call number, I don't know. He has a DIY 3D printed knuck in the very center of the photo, which is cool. And then a Frank's Hanks Topo handkerchief in the very, very back. He says, I've been following your channel and other channels like Jeremy Sears, S-E-A-R-S. Thank you for that. I know it was not intentional, but thank you, Jeremy Sears, and whatnot for years. And I love that I could finally put together a kit that I'm really proud of. This mostly white kit took me a while to put together, buying a piece at a time. I still need to get the flashlight replaced, as it looked white online, but it's actually silver. Oh, I can't really find a good white one out there that is in my budget and fits the look of this kit. Thanks for all the great videos over the years, and I consider you one of the guys I hang out with virtually online weekly, especially the good whiskey. Cheers and carry on. Well, thank you for that. I could have been fooled. Now, upon closer inspection, that is a silver flashlight. But Prometheus, you could maybe get a Prometheus Beta QRV2 in white. I'm not sure if he does white. I know he does a bunch of colors, but they may come in white. If not that, there are some Olight Stormtroopers. I think I have one, maybe. I think I do. But they're very rare now, hard to find. Other white flashlight, anything that comes to mind? Maybe a Rovivon. You might be able to find a white Rovivon. Don't quote me on that, but otherwise this is a really, really cool carry. And the 3D printed knuck, I don't know why we don't see more of that. That's genius, obviously. Anyway, really cool to see whiteout. You don't see it a whole lot. Obviously not totally whiteout. There's black micarta on the Kaiser. The Kaiser has a black blade, and but Stormtrooper, maybe. Either way, really cool. You don't see whiteout very often. So thank you for sharing. And the seventh and final submission. Oh boy. This one comes from Victor Olteanu, or EDC_Victor over on Instagram. I can't possibly go through all of this stuff. So he's kind of condensed everything down in the description, and I'm gonna just kind of go through it quickly. Yeah, there's a lot here. A lot to unpack. So the knife that you see in this photo, and I think the only knife that the primary knife that you see, is an Opinel number 9 DIY. That is one that I've talked about here on the channel with the bits in the handle. And then beyond that, we have watches. There's a Barrel 30 atmosphere diver, and then below that is a Casio GW B5600, so a G-Shock. He has a few flashlights, a Sofrin CO1S, an Olight i3T Plus, an Olight S2A Baton, an Army Tech Zippy, and an Xtar UL-120. I don't know where all those are, but they're there. He also has a few pens, 2 Schneider blue and yellow pens, a Happy Jackson Here's the Plan pen, and a Stanley Mini. And then we have a couple of wallets, Deuter Zip, a Sensei, a generic blue card wallet. And then tools, there's the SOG Power Pint, which I think is one of the only things in this whole photo that's not color coordinated. He has a Wolfcraft ratchet screwdriver, a Gerber mullet, a Topex voltage checker, novelty shop scissors, he says they cut very well, and a foldable ruler. There is a Lidl power bank as well, not sure where that is even, and then 6 lighters. One is a USB rechargeable lighter, and then he just has other colorful trinkets. So there's a lot here. And obviously this is not an everyday carry, but there is a lot of everyday carry stuff here. This is just a massive amount of very yellow and very light blue stuff. And like I said, this takes a lot of dedication. There's a lot that went into this, and just a lot of really very colorful stuff. Victor says the only things missing are a blue Baby Banter, a black i5R with the blue clip, a blue Gonzo F759M, a Swedish flag Mora discontinued, and a black Workos HD20, whatever that is. He says, please take note that this color scheme is not associated with Ukraine or Sweden. I have chosen these colors before the war started. I wear a small waist bag, so some of the stuff I carry will be in it. So maybe this is an EDC. Holy crap. I've been following you for a few years. You are such a great guy and an inspiration to me. Thank you for the great ideas and content. Take care of your family. Wow. Well, that's a lot. If this is your actual carry, man, that is commendable. There's a lot of stuff, but I think it's, well, obviously you've got 2 watches. You're not carrying 2 watches or wearing 2. Never mind. Mark over at Long Island does, so maybe you do. I don't know. I don't judge. Regardless, it takes a lot of work to get all of this stuff put together right in the same colors. So very, very cool to see, and thank you for sharing. All of you are entered to win in the giveaway that I'm gonna choose a winner of at the very end of this month, and I'm gonna choose a winner for all these months. One big giveaway, there's gonna be an Oklahoma DC0 in it. I'm gonna throw in a knife or 2 and a bunch of other stuff. So if you haven't submitted already and you want to be entered to win some really cool stuff, all you have to do is submit to the show. If you do get featured, you just get an additional entry. So go to edcw.co, submit your carry there, and that's it. That's all there is to it. And again, just comment down below with your favorite color scheme to be entered to win one of my Ranger eyes, like this right here. Oh, last thing before we go, the next EDC Weekly. I mentioned at the beginning, mentioning it again just to remind you, if you want to submit for the next one, it'll be in Discord. So those guys will be included in the giveaway as well. So just go to the Discord. It's discord.gg/EDC, and you can submit there in the EDC Photos channel. Thank you. That's it, I think. Everything from this will be linked down below. If you want to support what I'm doing, you can go to patreon.com/bestdamnedc. But that's it for now. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you next time. Until then, carry on.